Hi everyone, I hope that you're doing great today. On this video, we are going to check the reading skills from all the Unit 9, okay? Before we start, along the video, I'll be telling you what is the information that you must write in your notebook, okay? So let's start. What's the first skill that we're going to check? Well, it's going to be identifying exact versus approximate numbers. What is this? When you are reading, sometimes you're going to have numbers, but some of them are going to be exact and some of them are going to be approximate. To identify an exact number, it's going to be pretty simple because it's just one number. Or you will have specific phrases that I'll show you. But when it's about approximate numbers, you need to identify specific words that will help you to find that approximate number. Okay, so let's check the information. This is the information that you're going to write in your notebook, okay? Just this information. If we have more, I'll tell you in the video. So let's start. It says, a writer may use exact numbers with these phrases. For example, I'm going to highlight them. For example, at noon, 100 years ago, 50%. Okay? The writer is going to use these numbers in a text if he or she is sure of the facts or if it is important to give a specific figure. Also, the writer may provide approximate numbers. How are we going to identify, or some examples about approximate numbers? Well, around noon, almost 100 years ago, nearly 50%. Why the author is going to use these phrases? Because if he or she isn't sure, or if it's better to provide a larger range. Now, what are the words that we may look for to identify an approximate number? Well, these are the words. Words like about, around, approximately, nearly, almost, just, under, over, circa, or so. Okay? So those are the words that we may look for so we can identify the approximate numbers. So when you finish copying this information, we're going to check these examples. I am going to take this exercise from the book as an example. You do not have to write it in your notebook, okay? Do not copy this exercise in your notebook. Why? Because it's in your book. We are going to answer it, but go for your book and we're going to answer there. So what are we going to do? Here you have, it's the exercise A. I'm going to highlight it. Is the exercise A, page 124, okay? So in this text, we are going to identify exact numbers and and approximate numbers, What are we going to do? We are going to circle exact numbers and we're going to underline approximate numbers, okay? We're going to start. It says, in 2011, a meteorite from Mars was found in the Sahara Desert, nicknamed Black Beauty. The baseball-sized meteorite weighs just over 300 grams. So here we have some numbers. In 2011, that's something specific. It's an exact number, so we circle. We continue. A meteorite from Mars was found in the Sahara Desert, nicknamed Black Beauty. The baseball-sized meteorite weighs just over 300 grams. Here it says just over, so it's not exactly 300 grams. So this is an approximate number, so we underline. We continue. 100 or so meteorites from Mars have been found on Earth. At around 2.1 billion years old, Black Beauty is the second oldest Martian meteorite ever found on Earth. The first one, it says 100 or so. So it doesn't say that it was 100 exactly. So it's an approximate number because we are using or so. Okay? We continue. At around 2.1 billion years old. At around. It's not exactly 2.1 billion years old. So 2.1 billion years old, it's also an approximate. Black Beauty is the second oldest Martian meteorite ever found on Earth. This one is specific information. It says the second oldest. So this is exact. We continue. After over a year of study, scientists found that Black Beauty contains approximately 10 times the amount of water as other Martian meteorites. Scientists say this shows that Mars was warmer and wetter than previously believed. At the very beginning, after over a year, it's not exactly a year, over a year, so approximate number. Scientists found that Black Beauty contains approximately 10 times, not exactly 10 times, so approximate number, okay? In the same page of your book, you have other exercise. You have the exercise B. You're going to answer that exercise in the PDF that I attach in this homework, okay? But you already have directions for that exercise that you have to read on Google Classroom. So, we continue. The next skill. What is the next skill that we're going to check? Paraphrasing sentences. This is something really important that you must learn how to do. What is this? When you paraphrase is when you take the words from a source, for example, in this case from a book, and you write it with your own words. Maybe you change for a synonym, but it's exactly the same information from the original source. So let's read the information. Guys, this is the information that you must write in your notebook, okay? You write again the title and the information, okay? Let's start. It says when you paraphrase a sentence, you rewrite it in your own words. That was exactly what I was saying. You rewrite it in your own words, but keep the original idea. This is important. To keep the original idea. You can change the words, but keep the information. It's important. It's an important skill. For many tests in English. To write paraphrase sentences, try to change both the words and the word order. And we have here an example. The original. Being a smoke jumper is not easy. The work is not safe. And how do we paraphrase that sentence? Well, it's difficult to be a smoke jumper. It's dangerous work. Okay? It says words can have more than one synonym. If you use a synonym, be sure to choose the correct one. For example, here, smoke jumpers know how to find food. Smoke jumpers are able to locate food. This is a synonym. This is a good synonym for find. But then we have another word. It says smoke jumpers are able to notice food. This is not a good synonym for that word. Okay? Well, guys, when you finish copying this information in your notebook, we're going to check now these examples. As you can see, this is the exercise A from the page 129 in your book. You do not have to write this exercise in your notebook. Once again, we're going to answer this exercise in your book and also in the PDF that I attach in Google Classroom, okay? So, we have here 3 original sentences, and on each one we have 2 options of a paraphrase sentence. So we need to choose the one that is closer in meaning. So the one that is correctly paraphrased. As the direction says, choose the sentence that correctly paraphrases the first one. A smoke jumper's main goal is to stop a fire from spreading. And we have these 2 options. We have the option A and option B. Let's check. It says, one thing a smoke jumper does is to end fires that spread. Or letter B, the key job of a smoke jumper is to keep a fire from spreading. Here we can check in the original, a main goal, the key job. Okay, so letter B is the correct one. Number 2, in Russia there are more fires than anywhere else in the world. Letter A, the fires in Russia are the biggest on the planet. Russia has more fires than any other place on earth. Well, this one is very easy. Letter B, Russia has more fires than any other place on earth. Why? Because we have here Russia, there are more fires than anywhere else. Any other place. Okay, we can say that that's the keyword. Number 3, fast-moving winds can make fires more dangerous. Fires can become more dangerous when there are strong winds, or fires that move quickly are a result of dangerous winds. Well, in this case, here the correct answer will be letter A. Fires can become more dangerous when there are strong winds. Okay, well, remember that this exercise is in your book. You must complete these answers in your book, and also you will complete the exercise letter B from the page 129. Okay, if you have any question, guys, please let me know in the comments in Google Classroom. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. Goodbye.